Yes, sir.
Yes, Raghav. Thanks. I can hear you now. Good.
Now, I am audible.
Yes, yes. Well,
Yeah, okay.
very well. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So is it Satya Prakash or is it Raghav?
No, Satya.
Okay, okay.
Satya
Satya.
Prakash,
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you. Okay, let's wait for 2 more minutes, then we will start. I think you both were there yesterday, right? Raghav and Satya.
Yes, yes.
So anything you have from yesterday's class? Anything you want to ask related to course? Any specific topic?
Yesterday, actually, I told you, na, ki my class already my office hours is also going on along
Okay,
with these
understand.
classes, right? So I'm not clearly understand, and I'm
Hello,
looking for the recorded video, but I'm not find it.
I'm audible.
Oh,
Hello.
okay. Yes, Raghav, we can hear you.
Okay, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Raghav. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good, sir.
Okay. Okay, so Satya, you were saying like you have your office timings, right? Parallelly.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Actually, we have it having the alternate
okay,
week off
okay,
in every week, right? Not a Saturday, Sunday.
okay,
Few
understand.
days in Friday, Sunday as well, and Saturday, Sunday also. But like as today is our weekly off, that is okay.
Okay,
But
okay.
yesterday my office is there, right? So actually, yesterday I already also told you I'm go through your recorded video, but I'm not find it that video where it's saved.
Okay. So you already got
Sir.
login to the portal, right? For recordings?
Yeah, I'm already there, but
Okay.
I think there is not video available for your side. Video is available, but there is some other videos also there. Not your videos there.
Okay. Do you mind sharing your screen? I can, if you are login, let's check.
This tool only. Okay, I'm just sharing my screen. Just wait.
So 1 minute, I'll give you host role, then only you can present your screen. Yeah,
Yeah.
try now.
Where this option for the sharing? Share screen. Okay, we got it. Now you are able to see my screen. Is my screen is visible to you?
Yes, I can see.
Okay. This is this link is there, and this one is on it. Okay. Here we actually see all the classes for this Palo Alto. We already registered
Right.
for Palo Alto also.
Right.
But we have also link for this recorded videos. Zoom networkings. Praveen. Okay, they provided us this link for this live classes and for the Palo Alto and SD-WAN. We just for pre-recorded classes, we go through this.
Okay, let me see.
Okay, this is the SD-WAN and pre-recorded video for Sagun.
Okay.
But in this SD-WAN, there's some others class recording is there, I think.
Could you open this, please?
Yeah, I open.
Okay, scroll down, please.
Just wait.
Yeah, I understand now what's happening there. So I suppose you are getting the this recordings from another batch, right? So
Right,
you can wait.
another.
You can wait till today, right? So just you can contact support team if you don't see right yesterday's recordings and today's recording by today night, maybe, right? Then you can check with support team tomorrow.
But sir, yesterday recording is available on YouTube.
Okay.
Hi.
Yeah.
But
So
where you find this link?
YouTube.
No. YouTube is okay, but
Okay.
someone shared this link to you, or you already gone through this video? Actually, their network team is provided some their recording videos links there. Okay,
Yes,
on
yes,
email
sir.
only.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So once
So
we
two things.
Yeah.
Two
These
things.
are previous batch recording.
Yeah. Let me tell you two things, right? The yesterday's link, yesterday's recording, which Raghav is, I think, saying that it's there on YouTube, right? So because that was the live webinar, so that is the reason that is available on
Okay.
YouTube, right? Not
Okay.
all sessions would not be there on YouTube. It was just the first one, right?
First one.
The
Yeah.
demo one only, yes. So starting today onwards, these sessions would not be available on YouTube, right? They would only be on the support this networking portal only, and it would be like generic to your own account, whichever course you have subscribed,
Okay.
right?
I hope I finding the right drive to this recording, right?
Yes.
This is the path where we can find further recordings, class recordings.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So it may take some time to synchronize. Even if
Okay,
it
no
does
issue.
not, then you can maybe contact support team, right?
Definitely, we will. We
But
need this, na.
just one thing, right? So since this, let's say if we are on the Saturday's session, right, it might not be available on Sunday before Sunday's class.
One day
Yes,
after
lag
class
is
one.
there.
Yeah.
Yes.
We already this CCNP NRC course is already done with Amit. I think Atul sir.
Yeah.
So I
Yes.
know the
Yeah,
how
same
will
thing.
yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, nice. Okay, we see Upendra and Abhishek joining. Hello, Upendra, Abhishek, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Actually, I was
Good morning,
taking
sir. Good morning.
issue to join the meeting.
Oh, no problem. So we are waiting for you guys only, right?
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Yeah, welcome. So anything from yesterday, Upendra, Abhishek?
No, sir, all good.
Okay.
Sir, I want to know if we can go to enterprise network. Actually, I'm working for ISP. That SD-WAN is beneficial for enterprise also.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
Both ways.
okay. But the percentage is there on ISP side more. I
Nothing
think.
like that. See, nothing like that, because even ISPs are providing SD-WAN for enterprises only, right?
Right.
So same thing.
Okay.
So
Yeah, sir. Okay. You continue.
no, go ahead, Satya.
Actually, one question from my side. Actually, what I go through the videos where we can see ki for the service provider end, we are using SD-WAN solution for this virtualization and for the next generation firewalls, right? But for the SDN, for the LAN side, any tool we use for this, any tool we deploy for the SDN side, right? SDN.
So SD-LAN, right?
Hmm.
So let me share my screen. I'll again.
Actually, in normal scenario, we are using the LAN, then router, then ISP networks, then this like.
Okay. So
But
I'll draw let's say hard line, right? To again, just like yesterday, let's start with how network looks like in legacy side, and how when the network is transformed to SD-WAN.
okay.
Is font size good or?
No, it's okay.
Okay. So have you heard about, do you know about MPLS links or ILL links?
Yeah.
Everybody? Any doubt what is MPLS link?
No, not from my side.
Okay. So why we basically need, let me brief it this as well. Why we really need MPLS? Why we need ILL? What is ILL? First of all, what is a public network and what is a private network? Public network is internet. Yourself sitting on your PC, you are connected to Zoom, you are browsing YouTube, you are browsing Facebook. That is public network, right? Private network is your corporate network, your office servers. You are sitting at your office LAN, you are accessing your any tool, any payroll website, any application which is internal to your organization. So that is private network. Okay, that in private network, like as I am sitting on my laptop, I cannot simply access your servers, right? Because I am sitting on public network, your servers are on private network. So private network is enclosed specific to one organization, or it can be for multiple organizations, but that has limited connectivity. to restricted set of users, right? Public network is open. Anybody can log in, just type URL facebook.com, they can access Facebook, right? So that is public network and private network, right? Now, the example for the private network, how, let's say you are sitting at your office in Delhi, you have one office in London, one in New York, other in, let's say, any other location, let's say Europe. One office you have in Europe, other in Delhi, other in, let's say, UK, one in America region, New York, right? How do you expect the connectivity for these 4 sites? Because I'm taking the example of 4 sites. It can be 400 sites, it can be 4,000 sites, right? Now, for these 4 sites, what do you think is the optimal connectivity? How we can connect these 4 sites? So these are, I'm assuming these are the WAN routers, right? Behind these WAN routers, there would be LAN infrastructure, right? Just like there would be core switch, then there would be multiple access switches. Behind these access switches, it can be access point, WLCs, or actual users. You can imagine that in your PC, you are sitting at this desk, you would be connected via, in case you are connecting via wired cable, you would be going to some sort of access switch. There would be multiple switches, right? That access switch would be connected to a core switch. That core switch would have connectivity to a router. Now, when you are sitting in your office, let's say in Europe, your colleague is sitting in Europe region, right? That colleague wants to reach somebody who is sitting behind, just like in similar setup, core switch, access switches, then user. Now, this user 1 wants to communicate with user 2. What would be the path? Their traffic would reach from this PC to access switch, to core switch, to router. Now, what is the optimal way to send this traffic till the Delhi router? From there, it would be cascaded to this user 1. Can someone tell me what would be the optimal connectivity? One, of
This
course,
is the first one is through the MPLS and second one also through the ILL.
so
Yeah, VPN.
any sort of connectivity. What
Yeah.
do you think? Like, one, we can have an internet link, right?
Yeah.
Between Delhi and Europe location. So you can subscribe internet from your local ISP, say in Delhi, Tata, Reliance, anyone. And Europe side, you need another ISP. It can be any ISP. So there would be intercommunication already established because it is internet, right? So now these 2 devices can talk to each other. But the problem here is this is open internet. This is insecure. Okay. Now, what are the other modes do you think we can have for connectivity between 2 sites? Any guesses?
For the secure connectivity, we goes to this MPLS connectivity.
Yes. So even on the top of internet line, we can configure a IPsec tunnel. That is overlay to this physical connection. Do you understand what is overlay? What is underlay?
Not clear.
Okay.
So traditional one is underlay, MPLS and ILL,
Yes.
and IPsec is overlay.
Right. So just like you see flyovers, right? Underneath flyovers, you see there is road, right? There is underlay path. That is underlay on the top of which flyover is built up, right? So whenever you see flyover, it is never in the air, right? There is some base of that flyover, right? That base is called underlay and that flyover is called overlay. Okay. Now, this connection, you see black solid line between Delhi and Europe router. It is underlay path. It is physical path. Yellow one is the virtual path, right? So before we create this overlay tunnel, right? If I place a router in between, if I capture the packets on this router, right? What would be the source IP for this? When I capture packets here, let's suppose traffic going from PC1 to PC2, it would be source
PC1
IP.
is the source.
Yes.
One is the source
Yes,
IP is 1.
Yes. Destination IP would be 2,
2.
right? There would be port numbers, source and
Yes.
destination port number, right? So this is how it looks like the flow when we capture the packet on this yellow router. Okay, but what if I configure a overlay tunnel, IPsec tunnel on the top of it? Then what would be now source IP when I capture the packets on this router? Now source IP would be this interface, destination IP would be this interface.
Okay.
Source IP, let's suppose if I say 3, 4, now here source IP is 3,
Okay.
destination IP 4, and port number would be 500, source and destination both. IPsec.
And a protocol is also used for this communication. Huh?
Yes, ESP
Yeah.
or AH, authentication header or encapsulation security payload, right? ESP. That those are proprietary to IPsec, right? So
Okay.
the difference I want to show you here is about overlay and underlay. Now, there can be another user who is sitting connected to this switch. That user may still have IP address 5, but you would see another flow here. If you capture the packets here, for this, again, what would be the source IP?
5.
3.
Okay,
Destination
okay.
IP
This is
4.
overlay.
Overlay. Because
Okay.
it is tunnel. Now all our traffic, all our original traffic is encapsulated. Okay. Now this is overlay tunnel, source IP 3, destination IP 4. But if you again capture packets here on this router, it would show you original source and destination. It's just that over this path, we have just kind of, we have hidden our original source and destination IP, right? So if you think of the IP header, how the headers look like, right? So if I assume this is, let's say, header when there was no virtual tunnel or overlay established, it was just underlay, right? First of all, we have, let's say, layer 2 header, right? What it would have, like MAC address or other things, right? Then layer 3 header, then layer 4, then payload, actual data, right? Now what happens when we encapsulate our traffic in IPsec tunnel, right? Then what happens, or in this L3 header, what do we usually have? Actual source IP and destination IP, just like what it will have: source IP 5, destination IP 4. Are you with me, everyone?
Yeah. No. For this,
Destination IP4.
Sorry, 2.
yeah. For in first case, the source IP is 1 and destination IP is 2.
So that is the case for even under. So for one packet, you can say it is source 5, destination 2, the packet which was originated from this machine and it was going to this.
Okay.
Second packet, it originated from 1, it was again going to 2. These are 2 flows, right?
Okay. Okay.
So 2 flows. For first flow, this is the one, source IP 5, destination IP 2. Second flow, data
L4,
L4,
L3, then MAC address, L2 MAC address.
L3. What is the source IP and destination IP in this
Source
L3
IP
header?
is again 5 and destination IP. No, sorry,
No.
source IP is 1.
1, right?
And destination is destination IP is 2.
Yeah, destination IP 2.
Yeah.
Right? Now, this is what we are seeing when we are capturing the packets here. Right? But when I encapsulate our traffic, my both flows, all the flows, all packets which want to go from Delhi to Europe sites, all those flows, if we capture the packets at this router, all these flows they would have source and the destination IP 3 and 4. Now in L3 header, what we will have? In L3 header, what would be there?
Source IP is 3 and
3.
destination is 4.
Source IP 3, destination IP 4. This is IPsec encryption that we have tunneled. We have encapsulated our original flow inside another packet. Just a packing, right? You buy something, it is already in a box, right? But you again wrap that box. Then what is that? Encapsulating, right? You are changing the face of that device box, right? So this is similar thing that we are doing here. Now what happens with encapsulation, with tunnel, whatever this header is there, as it is transported here. Everything about the original flow, original source and the destination IP is also retained. It is encapsulated. It has a blanket on it now. It is not visible. This is how our packets are secure when we use IPsec. Because our original data is not exposed. Clear, everyone?
Got it.
Yes, yes, yes.
Any doubt on this?
No, sir.
So whatever you have heard about this encapsulation, this is 90% SD-WAN. That in usual networking, what we have, let's say even MPLS or internet, right? We are using unsecure path. We are having direct connection. We are not using IPsec tunneling, right? But in SD-WAN, any packet between all the devices, it would always be IPsec encrypted, even more secure than IPsec based on the certificates. So all the flows, they would never go across the physical link. It would always be an overlay path on the top of physical path. We do some configuration on device 3, device 4 in legacy networking to make this path secure, right? We do some IPsec configuration here, some IPsec configuration here as well. The IPsec configurations on both sides must match between each other. If they cannot negotiate, if they are incompatible, your IPsec tunnel would not come up. So this is how IPsec tunnels are built up in the internet network, and this is how they are secure than traditional paths.
Sir, in this manner, overlay only created when we have underlay path.
Right. Of course, how can you build this flyover in air? No, right? You need some sort of base.
It means we have not only connectivity, but some reachability there.
Yes.
Then only.
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay.
So again, if what I'm saying 3 and 4, there would be now in this case some IP address here on physical interface. The IP address can be 44, or if I say actual IP address, it can be 10.10.1/30. On other side, it must be, let's say, 10.10.2/30. Right? For overlay tunnel, there would be different IP address. This yellow one, overlay tunnel, it would have different IP address, say 30. This is why this overlay or IPsec flows are differentiated. Have you seen the configuration of this tunnel? Anyone? No? Let me show you.
No.
So this is why I said yesterday, I am not in hurry to dig into SD-WAN, right? We first need to understand the prerequisites, right? How things are going on in legacy networking. I am just still showing you legacy network thing, right? You have a router in Delhi. You have a router in London. You subscribed one internet link from your local ISP. It may be Airtel. You subscribed another ISP in London. It may be anyone, for say Colt, BT, right? You purchase internet line from these providers. Now we will connect link to these ISPs. This connectivity between providers is already there because they are part of internet, right? There would be connectivity by default, these dotted lines, right? Now, when you buy a link from ISP, right, you can have IP address via DHCP or static IP address. Assuming I have static IP address here, say 24. It can be public, it can be private, right? There would be some IP address here, and on London side, it could be a different case, and there the IP address may be different, right? Now, the basic prerequisite is that these two interfaces, 10.10.10.1, 44.44.2, they must be able to ping to each other to form IPsec tunnel or secure path, right? Now, what would be the configuration of these interfaces? Can someone tell me? If I assume this is my interface gigabit 0/1, on other side, London side, it is gigabit 0/0. What should be the configuration on interface gigabit 0/1? IP address 10.10.1/24, right? I can have QoS, I can configure many things. I can configure router BGP, or I can configure static route to just have connectivity, right? Similarly, this configuration we are expecting on London side as well. Right? So now this is connectivity that we have on physical interfaces. We are expecting that these two IP addresses, they must be able to ping to each other, right? Now, let's configure the IPsec tunnel configuration or GRE tunnel. So interface tunnel 1, dummy number, it can be 1, it can be 11, it can be 22, it can be 100, whatever number you want, right? I choose it to be interface tunnel. This is virtual or logical interface that we are creating, just like VLAN. The IP address that I am expecting on this, it can be 5.5.1/30 tunnel source gigabit 0/1. Are you able to relate?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Why tunnel source 0/1? Because of my physical
Source.
interface.
Yeah.
Right? Now, tunnel destination. What is the IP address of tunnel destination?
44.44.2.
This is tunnel destination. This is called as GRE tunnel, these 4 lines, where you have configured a tunnel, but there is no security linked. No encryption, no integrity, authentication, etc. No part of IPsec encryption is there. Right? Now, if I configure, now I need one additional line on the top of to make it IPsec tunnel. These 4 lines are GRE tunnels. This is GRE tunnel. Okay. Now, to make it IPsec, I need to write tunnel protection, some command IPsec profile XXXXX, right? Now, these 5 X's which I have written, it is just a reference. There would be, say, 10 or 15 lines configuration, which these 15 lines would be referenced via this XXX. Name of those configurations would be XXX. Basically, it contains the IPsec encryption algorithms, like AES, DES, this authentication, hashing, key hashing, SHA, right? Then MD5. So these all algorithms must match on both the sides. Similar configuration we need to do on the other side as well.
Means when we create a IPsec tunnel, GRE tunnel configuration already there, yeah, then we add some more
Right,
commands,
right.
10 to 15 lines.
So tunnel, IPsec tunnel is nothing but a GRE tunnel with added security configuration. If you remove security or IPsec configuration, it becomes GRE tunnel.
GRE not support IPsec, right? Only DMVPN support IPsec.
So we see there are two types of tunnel, GRE and IPsec. DMVPN is different technology. So DMVPN itself is using GRE tunnel. Okay.
Okay, so this tunnel is created from Delhi to London directly,
Right.
not
So
from Airtel to Colt.
right, from Delhi to London. So this tunnel one which I have created, it is this yellow path from this router to this router.
So
But again,
any router between that
mhm.
means if Delhi to Airtel or in the Airtel cloud, if anyone capture my packet, what will be the source and destination?
Tunnel IPs for this 5551, 555.2.
Okay, if any where he want to
No,
capture it, then
no, you really cannot see anywhere your actual
Is-
source or destination IP.
Is this tunnel IPs? I think this is the public IP that will provide by the service provider only, right?
So tunnel IP is, you can have any IP. It can be
Okay.
private or it can be public.
Okay.
These IP addresses on gigabit 0/1, it must be a public IP address. Even if not public on this interface, it must be netted somewhere in the WAN.
But we require static IP, static public IP for this tunnel connectivity.
No, no, no.
Okay.
As you see, I specified tunnel source to be interface.
Okay.
If you
Okay,
want, you can specify IP address as well. Tunnel source IP address instead of interface.
Okay.
okay,
GRE,
in this scenario,
Mhm.
I require netting on the Airtel side or it's working.
No, we need netting on Airtel side because internet is only on the public IP address, right? You cannot
Okay,
route
but
private IP
if
address.
we take public IP in the GRE source and destination, then we not require netting, right?
Right.
Oh,
GRE top of it, you need to create IPsec tunnel, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So now this is our overlay tunnel. It is called as overlay, yellow one. And this black dotted path is physical path. You need to understand it very well because SD-WAN is all about this underlay and overlay. This black.
hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Amit sir, I have only one doubt.
Mhm.
You say that this whole IPsec tunnel, when we create IPsec tunnel, then hold the data with the source and destination form in the form of a data and form new यानी एक नया पैकेट बन जाएगा जिसमें
Right.
ये सारा एक डाटा में ही स्टोर होगा.
Absolutely right.
ठीक है
It would be a new
तो
packet.
ठीक है. सो दिल्ली एंड लंदन एंड पे मेरे अगर प्राइवेट आईपी है और टनल की मेरे पब्लिक आईपी है.
See, whatever IP address you have on tunnel, it does not matter. Be it private, be it public. On tunnel, this 5551, whatever you have here, it does not matter. It can be anything. Forget about it. Because this is just because this tunnel.
तो मेरे को दोनों मतलब दिल्ली एंड पे और टनल एंड पे यानी कि गिग इंटरफेस पे और टनल पे दोनों पे पब्लिक आईपी चाहिए या
Okay, so let me, I'll erase this one. Let's make different permutations, right? Whatever are possible. Okay. First, I'll make a use case where, let's say, 10. Right. So what I say here, this IP address is 10.30.30.1. Okay. Now tunnel destination on my side, it would change to 10.30.30.1. Can this work on this public network? No, right? Because my source IP is private. It does not matter if in case their net is there, right? But I need on either side to be a public IP address. You understand this thing, everyone? If my destination side is private IP address, can these two routers talk to each other? 10.10.10.1 to 10.30.30.1. Forget about tunnel. Can these two routers using private IP address, can they ping to each other?
No, no.
Okay.
They cannot, right?
It is clear that we required interface IP is public if we not required nothing.
Right.
And now we go for tunnel IPsec tunnel IP.
Yes.
Those IP provided by ISP, right? So
Yes.
don't.
Yeah, just a minute. Yeah, sorry, I'm back. So now this scenario, when both sides private IP address, you cannot connect, right?
Right.
Now I'll undo. This scenario is fine because I'm expecting NAT here, right?
Yes.
So now what if I don't need NAT, or you can take a simple example to not to get confused, right? Just think that we have public IP address here. It can be fixed. It can be variable,
Netted.
right? It can be fixed or it can be variable. Let's say,
Okay.
right? Now everything is fine, right? Public IP addresses on interfaces, we are creating tunnel, and here tunnel IP address, it can be private or it can be public, this IP address,
Okay.
because it is overlay. Once this connectivity is established, tunnel source and tunnel destination, then role of this IP address comes in. First, this device would try to form a tunnel to other router using source this, destination this. On the top of it, which logical interface is formed, this tunnel would only come up when tunnel source and destination, they can ping to each other. When they can ping to each other, there is reachability. Then one logical interface would be formed. On that interface, this would be this IP address 555.1. It can be any IP address.
So it can be private IP address.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
No netting required.
Because this tunnel one, you can assume it like it is your private network. It is not public network anymore.
Okay.
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 So if you understand the concept of overlay and underlay, this black line, this is underlay, yellow line is overlay.
Okay.
Is this clear, everyone?
Yes.
Any
Yes,
doubt
sir.
on this?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Means we have to for the overlay configuration. First, we need underlay.
Yes.
Underlay this configuration.
Absolutely.
Okay. Over this underlay configuration, we create this VPN overlay configuration for the VPN tunnel.
Right.
Okay.
So Amit, in this way, the overlay tunnel only for the security purpose, or it have other benefit also?
There are different things. Sorry.
Because
One major.
I think data taking the same path, right? So bandwidth utilization are same.
So one major reason is security,
Yes.
right? Other reason, right? You are going from Delhi to London, right? Let's suppose somehow you are traversing this. There is some ISP in between your traffic. It can be Gulf. It can be Russia, or it can be China. Just like these countries where you have, strict regulatory norms, sometimes they, rate limit your traffic, drop your traffic, they intercept your traffic. So they don't allow usually everything to go smoothly for various reasons, right? Now, if you are sending traffic from Delhi to London, let's say YouTube traffic, you are accessing on underlay path, that Gulf region, somebody, they are sniffing your traffic, they are seeing that you are using YouTube and they want to filter this. They have some rivalry with YouTube thing, Google, Microsoft, whatever, right? They want that I won't allow this YouTube traffic to go via my country. They can filter your traffic based on YouTube, right? But if you encapsulate it, they cannot see which traffic is this, right? Because for them, it is a tunnel traffic. It can be anything inside tunnel.
Okay, when we create a tunnel, the data flow or the traffic path change, or it is same, because the connectivity
Physical path would be
are the
same.
same.
Physical path would be same. This yellow one is just a logical, virtual path.
Okay, means actual data are
Would
going
follow
in
this
the
solid
same.
line. Yes, this black solid line.
Okay.
Black solid line, then blue dotted, then black solid line.
Amit
Yellow
sir,
one. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
when we are creating this underlay, so it is necessary we have to create overlay also, right?
In SD-WAN, it is mandatory because this is what SD-WAN is. SD-WAN is everything overlay.
Okay.
Your production traffic would never travel onto the physical path. When you say SD-WAN, everything is overlay.
Okay.
Okay.
But the concept will be same of that underlay also we have to
Right.
create. It will be right. Before.
Right. We need to do the configuration for underlay, routing protocols, everything same. It's just that every traffic, every device, even if there are 1,000 devices, there would be n number of tunnels.
Okay.
Between all the devices. Whosoever device wants to talk to each other, they would be having overlay tunnel between them. Let me show you how SD-WAN network looks like. This is Delhi router. This is London router in New York, right? Now, they may have their common ISP. They may have different ISPs. It's just that there should be the IP reachability. Their physical link, gigabit 0/1 connected to ISP. Another location physical link, this one, right?
Yeah.
Delhi, London, New York. Now, in legacy networking, what you have, you can talk, these packets can flow across physical paths, right? But
Yes, sir.
in SD-WAN, what will happen? There would be overlay tunnels established between all the sites.
Is point to point, or it is like multi-point?
You mean these IPsec tunnels? It would be multi-point, right? Because on your one single interface, you are initiating tunnel towards the multiple routers, right? It can be any other location. As the number of locations increase, so would be the number of tunnels. You have a device in Russia, in Europe, Africa. If you want to connect these devices as well, if I assume they are connected via one common ISP, they are having their physical link. Now there would be overlay tunnel on the top of it, yellow tunnels. So yellow one are all overlay or virtual tunnels. Do you follow this, everyone?
But sometimes when we create tunnel, we saw that latency or delay decreases.
How? How?
Yeah, how?
No, there should not be any change in the loss latency, anything, because again, physical path is same, right?
Right.
So how can a tunnel optimize or reduce, let's say, degrade the performance?
We
It cannot.
actually we having the physical connectivity and we are on the physical connectivity we are providing the additional security for
Right.
the encryption. That's it.
Right.
No, there is
Like
no
it-
impact for the traffic. I think.
Using
Like,
overlay. Yes. Yes.
like in GRE tunnel, there is no security. So it means there is no logic to create GRE tunnel because what's the benefit then?
So this your router, can they transport IPX protocol? Have you heard about this IPX? Apple
Yeah.
Talk?
Yeah, I heard, but not
Yeah,
know much
same with
about
me.
that.
Same with me. Just one example. You cannot really transport these protocols traffic across your IP reachability because IP is altogether a different protocol, right? To transport this IPsec or Apple Tech protocol communications, you need GRE tunnel because these routers by themselves, they don't understand these protocols.
So means IPX or Apple Talks, these data go through virtual link,
Yes, yes, GRE tunnel.
but okay.
This is
GRE
the
means we need to create multiple tunnels, like it says have have four connectivity means we need to create four tunnels, right?
Then
So,
we are moving into, let's say, we are digging deeper now, right? GRE, it can be point-point, it can be point to multi-point, it can be multi-point to multi-point. Right?
DM VPN, the multi-point like DM.
Yes, yes, right.
That's fine.
Yes.
GRE means it is not like it is a point-to-point, right? If you create a multiple
Absolutely right.
yeah,
Yes, if you say multi-point, then if you want like dynamic GRE tunnels, then DM VPN. Yes,
DM, yeah,
this is
that's
what
it.
I'm saying.
That is
Yes.
the okay.
Yes. So basically GRE tunnel, if you would see more production use cases, there are many use cases where you need GRE tunnel. Some situations you cannot transport multicast traffic.
In this new scenario, all the people are working from the work from home only, right?
Right.
They are using the VPN connectivity
Right.
from their home location, from their respective head office.
Absolutely
and what.
right.
So
Yes.
that is like this or something else.
So
Actually,
that is another type of tunnel, remote access VPN.
SSL VPN.
Yes.
SSL VPN. Okay.
So these tunnels are also SSL tunnels only. So your tunnel from your PC to your remote access server, wheresoever your organization has hosted, these yellow tunnels, they are also SSL encrypted, similar security level.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if you understand the concept of overlay and underlay, I would say 50% of SD-WAN is done for you. What is physical path? What is virtual path? What is overlay? What is underlay? Any doubt in this? Can you imagine in your mind how would it look like? Like physical path, just like we have configuration on physical interface. You see here, this one. Overlay is this interface tunnel one. The advantage in SD-WAN is that you need not type these configurations. It by default creates these yellow tunnels between any number of devices you add into your network. Let's suppose these 6 routers are there. These tunnels are up already, right? If you add 2 more tunnels, 2 more devices in your network, these all devices would by default automatically establish this overlay tunnel to this router like this. This is automatic. You need not do it manually to all the other routers. So this is the advantage with SD-WAN, that you need not do this overlay secure tunnel configuration manually. These are dynamic and automatic.
One more thing. if you're using multicasting net, IPsec will not output, right? IPsec will not support, right? Multicasting and all.
Yes.
So in this situation, how it will form the neighbor, like SD-WAN will behave like multicasting and all.
So SD-WAN is simply transporting your traffic, irrespective of traffic type.
Okay.
Okay. So it does not matter if your traffic is unicast or multicast, SD-WAN is simply transporting your traffic. It's just that when traffic has reached onto the, let's say from Delhi to Europe device, it's just that this Europe device should be able to know how to decrypt that traffic which is landed from the tunnel, and it should be able to understand multicasting. That's it. For overlay, you need not worry about. It is the responsibility of SD-WAN.
So, sir, you told that if we put 2 more routers, automatically it will form a overlay
Right.
tunnel with the other routers.
Right.
So, in the beginning, when we implement the things with the, so before in the beginning, we have to configure somewhere, right? Means in SD-WAN, we have to configure somewhere, then only it will take, right? Automatically, it will not be having
Automatically. This is the advantage of SD-WAN. There is the control plane component that I told you yesterday.
Yeah.
So it is the responsibility of each and every device. Whenever we power on the device, it would first contact that control plane component controller. Now the job of this controller is to inform other devices about new device. That controller would inform other all devices about new device, new site. This is how I understand your point. So you are saying we have added 2 new devices, how they would get to know about each other, right?
Yeah.
So it is via this controller component. This is the responsibility of controller component to synchronize the details about each and every device. What is the IP address of this physical interface? When you communicate to controller, controller would get to know your IP address. It would exchange this IP address with other all sites. Now,
Yes.
Russia device knows my IP address. Europe knows my IP address. They can initiate tunnel.
Okay.
Means
This is the
there is
job of the
a
controller.
means there is a template available in the center device. Then we have to call from the new device. It will automatically push from the.
So it is irrespective if you are pushing configuration, because template is to push the configuration.
Yeah.
It's not about the tunnel formation, right? Those are two different things.
Okay, in our scenario production environment, we actually call some templates from the centralized servers. They automatically take the configuration from the
Right.
this.
Even if you do not configure template, then also your tunnels would come up between this Russia device and this new device. It is just that these tunnels are no use because you don't have any traffic to forward. You don't have configuration. Now, to utilize these overlay tunnels to send traffic, you need template then. Okay.
Instead of IPsec, we can use MACsec.
No.
No.
It's just inbuilt security that you can use with SD-WAN. It is proprietary thing.
Okay.
Sir, I have one doubt. For example, I was just implementing in Versa. So what what the people done, they put the new Versa router in the side. So as soon as I check in the NetScaler, the tool, so automatically it came to the NetScaler, the router. But I want to know that is they have done the pre-configured of the router that when the router was.
Of course, you need something, right? Some connectivity, at least basic reachability, basic configuration, how your controller NetScaler device would get to know about your device, right?
Yeah.
Basic bare minimum configuration is always needed.
Means point-to-point reachability should be there first.
First prerequisite is the IP reachability everywhere. Be it any SD-WAN, be it legacy environment, first basic prerequisite is IP reachability. Right?
So it means the router first when I start pinging the router IP, it ping, and then after that it's showing in the NetScaler. It means they have configured the IP before only in the router, right?
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah. Sorry, I mean some net disturbance, so I'm unable to capture few points.
Okay, so still you are facing issue, or it was in intermittent few minutes back?
No. It's a one chance. बीच में net down हो गया था, पता नहीं क्यों.
Okay. No worries. So we are simply discussing like queries and doubts, nothing new, right? So we are just talking about. I just said that these yellow ones are the overlay tunnels. black solid lines, these are the underlay paths. This is, it can be gigabit 0/1, it can be gigabit 0/2 or gigabit 0/0. This is, it would be a CE router, customer premises router, CPE, and it would be ISP, it would be a provider router, provider edge. The router which is would be managed by ISP. This router is usually managed by ISP, but it can be managed by customers themselves as well, right? So now, if I assume there was no yellow tunnel, it was just IP reachability between these three devices. They are connected to their ISP, right? They are simply having IP reachability. Now, basic prerequisite is that this interface, this IP address should be able to ping this IP address, and these three should be able to ping to each other. This is the basic prerequisite. Okay. Now, what is SD-WAN? In SD-WAN, there is controller, right? There is one component which is called as vBond. It is also called as first point of authentication, because any new device, if I add a new device in SD-WAN network, let's suppose 3 devices, they are already live, they are forwarding traffic. If I add a 4th device in my SD-WAN network, the job of this device, very first thing that would happen on this device, once you power on this device, it would go contact vBond. vBond is part of orchestration plane. It orchestrates the connectivity of this new device with other 3 devices, other all active devices. Okay.
vBond is a software or it's a hardware device?
Virtual machine. So controllers, vBond, vManage, and vSmart, these 3 components, they form SD-WAN controller. They are always virtual machines. You would never see scenario like you go somewhere and buy vBond hardware just like router. vBond, vManage, vSmart, they are always virtual.
Okay, but we require some connectivity where we connect.
IP reachability. Again, IP reachability. You have 3 virtual machines, one for vBond, one for vSmart, one for vManage. They need individual dedicated machines, right? And you need IP reachability between them as well as towards the end devices. All these 3 controllers must be able to ping end devices.
So these 3 devices will come under control plane.
So vSmart is control plane.
Okay.
vManage is management plane. vBond is orchestration plane. We will talk about it in very detail about all these components.
Means there is a server. On that server, these 4 software are there. Right?
We can deploy or we can buy a plain server, just like on laptop. You can run Windows machine as well as Linux machine, right? You can run 2 operating system. Similarly, you can buy one bare metal server. On that server, you can create 3 virtual machines. One would act as vBond, other as vManage, other as vSmart, right? Or you can host your vBond, vManage, and this vSmart on AWS cloud, Azure cloud, Cisco cloud. There are many options available, even in your own premises as well.
Okay, when vBond, then these things are created on a router or server, means
on server only, not on the router.
So
router does not support virtualization, right?
Yeah. It's a physical server, right? We
yes.
need to use some physical extra servers. Okay.
Yes.
Something is physical. On that physical, some virtual things are there.
Absolutely.
So right. There is, in this case, there is no router. A server is there.
Right.
Okay, and on that server to the new device, we have a cable.
Right.
Connect, and after that, this cable also connect to the one of the ISP, so that other location is reachable.
If you say, then, like, if you say that I already have 3 devices, right? Now the connectivity from controller is like, this is my controller. I have vBond, vManage, vSmart, right? Right. These 3 components, we need IP reachability even between these 3 components as well. It can be via switch, it can be via router. Okay. Let's suppose they are connected via L2 switch.
Sorry, I mean, these three devices created within a server, or
Yes,
it's
yes,
somewhere.
within a server. You can even configure between different servers, but there are certain prerequisites that the latency between vBond and vSmart should not be more than 2 milliseconds, which again indirectly states that these three should be on a same server.
Okay. If they are in different server, then the switch L2 switch role exists, right?
Even in same server as well, right? Even it depends basically on which platform you are doing virtualization, right? I don't think that in any platform you can directly communicate. Different virtual machines can communicate directly, right? They need some sort of switch, right? You called it as vSwitch in VMware platform, right? You need some sort of switch to connect these three virtual machines.
So, sir, from that virtual machine, all the three things can be accessible, right?
Right, right.
So that will be GUI based, right? Means
it depends which platform you are using. Yeah.
If exceeds reachability VB to VS more than 2 seconds, what will happen? Like
so they would not be able to synchronize, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So
is
a minimum.
Sorry, it's look like some silly question, but a server means a single device, or it's a multiple device connect and form a server?
Server device means single hardware on which you are just carving out, spinning up different virtual machines.
So means we want to VM VS to VM or VB to VM. We connect through switch. Means through server we have two ports and we connect through switch. It is like that.
Right.
मतलब
So
okay.
See, you see
इंटरनली उनकी कनेक्टिविटी नहीं हो रही है सर्वर के अंदर ही हम बाहर से स्विच लगा के और फिर कनेक्ट कर रहे हैं.
Right, absolutely right. So ये एक switch है, right? This is a switch. Now vBond would physically connect to this switch. This is fast Ethernet port on switch. This is, let's say, Ethernet, fast Ethernet port on vBond. Similarly, physical. These are the physical connectivities. Now there would be again virtual thing. There would be a virtual path. Now, are you able to again recall underlay and overlay?
Right.
Yes.
Same thing. Similarly, between vSmart to vManage, there would be overlay path. Similarly, vManage to vBond, there would be overlay path.
आई थिंक ये स्विच अगर आप इस बॉक्स से बाहर निकाल दे तो वो पूरा विजुअलाइजेशन क्लियर हो जाएगा कि ये एक डिवाइस है और ये स्विच से हम ऐसे कनेक्ट कर रहे हैं.
Okay. But it cannot be outside, right? Because it's part of controller connectivity, or even if let's say if I draw it outside, basically, see, the prerequisite is that vBond IP address, vBond has one IP address on physical interface. vSmart also has some IP address, vManage. These three should be able to ping to each other. Whatever way you know to connect these devices, we just need IP reachability. This is prerequisite. That's it. It can be switch, it can be router, it can be anything, right? Whatever way you know that you can connect these three devices, that's it.
जैसे राउटर में होता है एक दो आईपी अगर मैंने कॉन्फ़िगर कर दी तो वो आपस में पिंग हो जाती हैं, बट इसमें इस तरह से आपस में कनेक्टिविटी नहीं है पोर्ट की.
Right.
हम बाहर से ही पोर्ट कनेक्ट कर रहे हैं.
Absolutely right.
ठीक है.
These three are the different devices, right?
Okay.
Okay.
These three devices you told will be linked with this switch, right?
Yes.
So if we log in this switch, we are able to access all the three devices. Maybe comes to know that how it is correlated.
It depends if you have layer 3 connectivity or layer 2 connectivity. If it is layer 3 connectivity, then you can. If not, then you won't be able to, right?
Okay, but what about the GUI? Means from if you have a GUI access, then how
you only have GUI for vManage, not for vSmart or vBond. Okay.
Yeah.
There you don't have GUI. There you don't have GUI.
So
only vManage, you have GUI.
GUI.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. On all components, we can log in only via CLI except vmanage. Vmanage has both ways, CLI and GUI.
vBound for data, right?
vBound is orchestration, first point of authentication, or to provide additional layer of security. You already have certificate based security, SSL certificate, right? It is already there. But on the top of this, you have vBound, which contains on vBound, we need to manually whitelist all devices serial number. If any device whose serial number is not present in vBound, that device would not be able to join the SD-WAN fabric, or that device would not be able to form overlay tunnels. I powered on a new device. On all devices, we need to specify the IP address of vBound, because this is first point of authentication. So the job or the first task for every device, when it is powered on, it would try to form a UDP based tunnel, DTLS tunnel to this physical IP address. This IP address we need to specify manually on each and every device. This is part of basic configuration. Okay. Now this device would go, it would contact vBound. On vBound, if serial number of this device is not whitelisted, everything would be teared down. This connection initiation would be declined, and this device cannot do anything further into this SD-WAN fabric. This is additional layer of security that is achieved using vBound. vBound, it only has role in authentication. Once vBound, it has the serial number of this device, it would allow this device to form the tunnel. Then this device can further go contact vSmart and vmanage. How? Because vBound would share the detail of vSmart and vmanage to end device. This is the job of vBound. This is how end device gets to know about vSmart and vmanage.
Okay, so whenever the new device comes, the serial number should be with the
Right.
vBound.
We need to manually whitelist each and every device serial number on vmanage.
Sir, why it's DTLS connection, not IPsec?
So DTLS is SSL based security. So even in IPsec, you can use certificate based security, right?
Right. Okay.
So usually in IPsec, we use pre-shared keys, but we can use certificates as well. So DTLS is nothing but TLS is new name for SSL, right?
Yes.
SSL is the legacy name.
DTLS is the name.
Yeah, new name is TLS.
Right.
And now the difference is TLS is TCP based and DTLS.
UDP.
Yeah, DTLS is UDP based.
Right.
That's it.
Okay.
So now when you say IPsec, it is again IPsec only, but using certificate security. That is much more secure than the IPsec which we use traditionally with pre-shared key, right?
Right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Somebody asking something, right?
Yeah, what is SSL, TLS, DTLS? These are some security certificate. Means who provide this certificate?
So these certificates, in some scenarios, it can be self-generated on the device. You will see the detailed things about certificate, what is certificate, how it looks like, what is there inside certificate, everything you will see. We have exclusive exclusive chapters for certificates. You will do, even you will yourself generate certificate, utilize certificates, you will do that.
Okay, we have this topic in our syllabus.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely right. Yes. Okay, I stopped sharing my screen. Anything, anyone?
Yes, Amit, please.
Not for today.
No worries.
In today itself, please suggest us to what hard copy we go through so that we can cover all the things which we learn in this class, up to this class.
So you are
asking if it is better if you provide the soft copy as well for this.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll share with you. I have uploaded that ebook on G Drive. Okay, I'll share with you the link for G Drive.
It is also better if you share the any drive access to all our batch to access all the documents for
What I'll
further upcoming classes.
Don't worry about that. In
Single
next-
point drive there, we can upload the any document and we can easily access this drive and do this.
Don't worry, I'll share with you all the documents right on your email.
Okay.
Okay, don't worry. I'll share ebook, lab guides, these notes which we have. Everything I'll share with you. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Okay.
Your WhatsApp group, can you make in WhatsApp group?
Yeah. We
Yes.
will do it next Saturday. We will create next WhatsApp group, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Class is too interesting actually.
Right.
No, way of teaching is like, I think from my side is, I think we, every doubt is when anybody asks, then you clearly give the,
Yeah,
explain the
that thing
everything.
I also like that thing that he is not hesitating to take any doubt.
Right,
Just
right.
take patience and whatever the silly
There
doubt.
are professional trainers, you will see there, right? There are many professional trainers. They have their own set of course, right? They would not deviate from what they are teaching, right? Then there is no point, right? They expect that you know already things about SD-WAN. That is just advanced SD-WAN course, right? Before even understanding SD-WAN, you need to understand the prerequisites. That is much important.
Yeah, this is the advantage
Yesterday
also
we
have,
heard ki some parallel classes is going for Viptela, right?
Versa.
Viptela, I don't remember this, but parallelly classes is going, and we already have the this complementary along with this SD-WAN. So how we'll access this classes is no links is there.
Okay, you mean for Versa, right?
Yeah.
I think for that you need to contact the support team. They would be aware about this, right?
Okay. Yesterday some guys there who told this thing.
Yeah. Gaurav, he was there. So he's from administration team only.
Okay.
So he's not there right today, right? So he usually comes in to like just to kick off, begin the session. After that, I take over.
Yeah, Gaurav is there, I think.
Hello.
Yeah, Gaurav.
Yeah,
Yes.
hi Gaurav.
Gaurav, can you? No, not Gaurav is there.
Yeah,
Gaurav is
Raghav.
there?
It's Gaurav.
No.
Raghav.
Raghav. Okay.
Raghav God. Yeah.
Can you share that detail where we access this classes for this Varsha and this Viptela you told yesterday, no?
So I said it was Gaurav. So he's from administration team.
Okay.
He told about this thing, right? So I don't have information about that Versa batch and how things are going there or how you can access, right? So you can contact support team, administration team, right? You have their contacts, right?
Yeah.
You can contact them, yeah.
Amit sir,
Yes.
the Viptela will come under this only, right? SD-WAN.
Yes.
Cisco
So
SD-WAN full, right?
Same concept. I think.
SD-WAN is under SDN, right?
Yes.
Or at the top, at the root, you have SDN, software defined networking, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, SD-WAN is inherited from SDN. Okay. Now,
Yes,
there are different type of SD-WANs. Like there are different types of, when you buy laptop, there is HP laptop, Dell, Sony, right?
Yes,
Same
sir.
thing. You have SD-WAN, Viptela and Cisco, they are same.
Okay.
One and same thing. Viptela was the original company who discovered, who did all these things. Then Cisco overtook that company. That is now named as Cisco SD-WAN, or previous name was Viptela SD-WAN. Okay. Now,
Yes,
just like HP laptop, you have Cisco SD-WAN. Just like Dell laptop, you have Versa SD-WAN.
yes, sir.
Just like Sony laptop, you have, let's say, any other Nokia Nuage SD-WAN, Fortinet SD-WAN, Palo Alto SD-WAN. They all
Yes.
use same concept of SDN. The concept is same in the background for all SD-WANs.
Oh,
Okay.
got it, sir.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, I need to ask how we can apply for SD-WAN jobs and like, what is the package the companies are now offering?
See, what I would say, if you are master in your technology, then there is no limit, right? And
Okay.
if you are master, people would automatically, they will already acknowledge you. You need not do anything, right?
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. So if you are master in your own things, right? Because nowadays I know when people are searching for the candidates, right? They simply type SD-WAN on LinkedIn and they filter out profiles, right? If you have things, the first thing is to mention the things there that you know, right?
Okay.
That is first point to get interview call, right? But once you get interview call, then these are your skills, right? How much you know.
Okay.
Interview call is not that big deal, right?
Mhm.
Next point is important, that if you are master in those things, right? So one thing I can only say,
Okay.
at least for this SD-WAN or everything, right? Practice is the key thing, right? I can only share with you, I can tell you, I can clear your doubts, but it is up to you how much you practice.
Amit sir, in which organization you are currently?
I'm with
आप
Networkings.
only networking.
Yes.
Right. Mm,
Okay.
okay. So आप जैसे हैंड ऑन एक्सपीरियंस नेटवर्किंग में ही है या फिर
Right,
कहीं
right. 20 years experience into networks, right? Started my career as field engineer. I was laying lease lines, lease lines, installing modems, UPS installation, IP phone installation, laying creating these RJ45 cables, right? Fiber splicing, then installing router switches, racks, right? Loop testing. Then I moved into monitoring profile, alarms monitoring, generating tickets, following up with carriers, then into implementation, operations, various things, right? So now last 6 years, I've been working into SD-WAN, like Viptela SD-WAN and Meraki.
One more thing, actually, I work as a design team, actually, architect team, actually.
Class is done for today, na? So
Yes,
can I?
yeah. Sorry. If
Can I
in any
leave for
case,
this?
yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't have any query, any doubt, you can drop.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks.
actually, I'm working in architect team. I'm on network designing team, actually. So now we're going to implementing the SD-WAN now.
Mhm.
So this will be help to implementing the SD-WAN.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
See, you cannot really implement if you cannot look into network from architect point of view. You cannot really design if you don't know about implementation. Both things are very well related to each other. They are
Yeah.
restricted to each other, right? They are linked.
Yeah, and we have actually two things going on my organization. One thing is the SD-WAN and another one is automation, actually.
Right.
So I know recently we moving out to SD-WAN and moving to NT-WAN and other one domain is like automation, like
Right.
NetBrain and those tools they're using to doing automation and Python and all.
Right.
So I don't know if this is the SD-WAN different or is the automation different, right?
So
Yeah.
SD-WAN is one type of automation.
Type of automation. Okay. What about NetBrain and all? What those tools? I don't know how it works.
Sorry, I haven't heard about those. I only know that. So see, even NetBrain, I'm not sure, but they might have their own way of automation, right? But mostly all vendors they use in the background like Python or Ansible.
Yes. Yeah, NetBrain and all means it will use it to troubleshooting the network issues and all. Within a short time you need to troubleshoot automatically. Tool only troubleshoot the network issues. So like they have a feature in NetBrain. So because of the implementing the NetBrain with the Cisco also, NetBrain Cisco recently they will together they will build on tool actually. So the tool will help to
See, what I
troubleshooting that.
feel, whatever level of automation tools you have, right, you still need manual intervention, right?
Yeah, confusing actually SD-WAN.
Yeah,
Lot
don't
of
worry. Don't worry. We
yeah.
will start talking about SD-WAN in detail when you are clear about what is SD-WAN and why we need SD-WAN. Then only we will start first topic of SD-WAN. Okay?
Okay. This is one
And
type
sir,
of automation, right?
hello.
Yes.
What is the difference in Meraki, Cisco Meraki?
So Meraki is small scale SD-WAN. If you want to
Okay.
use for standard customers where you don't have complexity, if you have
Okay.
only one LAN, only one subnet, let's say smaller site on a one office, let's say if you are having only 5 users, 10 users, for that scale, you can use Meraki SD-WAN. But if you need
Okay.
something for your complex network, for larger network there, then Meraki is not suitable.
So Meraki is basically SD-WAN, like
One
and
of the
using.
one of the device, Meraki is vendor, right? Just like
Okay.
Cisco
Okay.
creates
Okay.
routers, switches,
Okay.
access points, WLCs. Meraki is
Okay.
the similar thing. Meraki has router and firewall in one single box. Meraki has
Okay.
switches, Meraki has cameras, right?
Okay, okay,
Meraki also has access points, right?
mhm,
So same thing.
okay. So if we like learn concept from the SD-WAN, so we can doing lab Meraki lab also.
No,
No, no.
for Meraki, virtualization is not possible. You
Okay.
cannot simply, use the iOS image of Meraki and download on VM. It is not possible. Meraki
Okay.
must be a hardware device.
Okay, okay. Okay. sir.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome. Anything else, anyone?
हाँ अमित सर, ये जैसे मैंने अभी ऑटोमेशन का कुछ किया नहीं है, ओनली फॉर हार्डवेयर की नॉलेज है, सीसीएनए सीसीएनपी, और उसी बेस पे मैं कर रहा था. अभी एसडीवैन का काफी बूम सुना तो मैंने ये ज्वाइन कर लिया. बट अभी काफी चीजें सुन रहे हैं कि AWS भी कर लो, पोलो अल्टो कर लो, अगर कैरियर बनाना है तो पाइथन भी कर लो. तो एक ट्रैक कौन सा सही रहेगा और कौन सा मेरे को क्या करना चाहिए इस सिचुएशन में?
आपको कितना टोटल एक्सपीरियंस है?
मोर देन 5 ईयर है.
ओके. और टोटल 5 years into networks, right?
हाँ, नेटवर्क मैं आईएसपी में भी काम किया है.
Okay.
और अभी इंटरनल नेटवर्क देख रहा हूँ.
Okay. So SD-WAN, I would say, is best at this point of time, right? And Palo Alto, Python, those are, if I say SD-WAN is 100% important, right? You need SD-WAN with 100% priority at this point of time. Python and Ansible, I would say 70%, 80% must. Python, you can take it 65, 70%, and Palo Alto, you can say 75 to 80%. This is I recommend.
हाँ, जैसे एक ट्रैक क्या है, जैसे पहले तो क्या था कि नेटवर्क की कोर नॉलेज हो, आपका काम चल जाता था. अब क्या मैं जब किसी प्रोफाइल में जाऊंगा SD-WAN में, तो SD-WAN की ही नॉलेज से मेरा काम चल जाएगा या मेरे को पाइथन भी आनी चाहिए?
No. SD-WAN, देखो, SD-WAN, पाइथन और पोलो अल्टो, राइट? इन तीनों का आपस में लिंक है, बट दे आर नॉट रिस्ट्रिक्टेड टू और लिमिटेड टू दैट. इसमें ऐसी कुछ बाउंडेशन नहीं है that if you want to learn SD-WAN or if you want to learn Palo Alto, they are different things.
पैकेज किसमें अच्छा है?
Package wise. So again, your skills, all three individually, they have, you can get maybe more higher package than individually. If you, let's say, if you are master in SD-WAN, you can get much more when you are master in all three or either of the one, but you need to be master.
ओके, एक सही पोजीशन में अगर हम रहते हैं तो वहां पर ओनली SD-WAN से काम चल जाएगा या फिर हमें इंटरलिंक होना पड़ेगा पाइथन और Palo Alto से?
I won't suggest to just stay with काम चल जाएगा. Don't think like that. Just think that you need to be master in everything, whatever you think of, right? If you have heard about Palo Alto, go Google, don't watch Netflix, don't watch any other, right? Don't spend your time there. Just read blogs, watch videos about Palo Alto, Python, SD-WAN, what those are, why they are needed, right? Just explore.
Sometimes जब तक किक नहीं लगता तब तक थोड़ा वो नहीं होता.
Dedicate your, let's say, at least 2 hours in a day, dedicate for these things exploration, right? Just think, if at least in a week, if you are spending 2-4 hours for these things, right, they would contribute much more into your career.
Yeah, I think so. Same thing.
Okay. Anything else, anyone?
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Welcome.
No, not for
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
See you on Saturday.
Today you cleared too much doubts.
Yeah. Good. Hopefully it should continue, right?
Yes.
Sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Good day.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Okay. Thanks, sir. इस बार मैं बुक भी पढ़ूंगा सर, आप रिकमेंड करना.
Good.
अभी तक मैं वीडियो से काम चला रहा.
Yeah. Good.
Okay, thank you.